Hello and welcome all to the Time Traveler's Tavern, where there's tales from it and other things. Yeah, I said things. Alright, I will be your navigator and captain, Deadpaw, taking you on this informative journey. Informative of what? We still don't know. But that's why we have our wonderful net guru and all-around frumpy, colorful commentary provided by my good friend Toast.
I'm closer to white bread than rye.
Fair enough. And over to the other side, we have Mr. E. Not as an ecstasy. It's more of a pun on mystery, not Mr. and E. Alright, Mr. E in the studio with us today.
Indeed.
Alright, today we're going to go down a traveling line of science and fiction, or science fiction, or fictional science, and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, I was thinking we could maybe start with why some people think astrology is a science.
Well, that's because people refer to it as the science of astrology.
Indeed. But the thing about it is those who have a scientific mind refer to it as fiction, and those who refer to it as science oftentimes have a mind of fiction.
Or a fictitious mind.
Indeed.
Alright. So read away!
Eternal sunshine on spotless mind. Alright, well, everyone who's listening to this has at least read their horoscope once. Even though there have been scientific studies that have never found any evidence for the claims that astrologers make, some people still think astrology as scientific. Apparently, they're starting to understand why, and people's personality might have something to do with it. Astrology columns are widespread and have been around for a surprisingly long time. The earliest recorded columnist for it was in the 17th century, a dude named William Lilly.
Lily-livered.
I think it's probably even older than that, but they just refer to them as priests.
Yeah, probably. When they're not busy having fun with the choir boys. Apparently, this guy predicted the London Fire, the Great London Fire, 14 years early.
Not only did he predict it, he said it.
Probably.
Dude, get a load of this. 14 years from now, this is gonna happen. Alright, I'm gonna have to mark that on my calendar to make sure it actually happens.
Let's see. Also the first count of insurance fraud.
Well, I don't have that here, but that's the claim behind it. And the idea behind it is that the stars and the planets have some influence on human affairs. So basically, the parallel of calling them priests would be accurate because, they instead of stars and planets, it's gods that have
I was gonna say
an influence on.
From my memory, I do believe it was whichever constellation was direct center over the equator at the time of birth is what would that's when it.
I think it's something like that. Yeah, I mean,
there's different shadings.
Yeah,
because some of it depends on because then there are sun constellations, there are lunar constellations, which both have an effect, and then there's a third one somewhere out there. I can't remember which direction that goes. Where it's depending on where on the position of things at certain times, that's what has the effect.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Avatar here though, since you said things about the lunar constellation and moon effect. It's just that moment of well, my first girlfriend turned into the moon.
Rough, buddy. I'm glad they didn't try putting that in the movie.
Oh God,
James Cameron would have screwed that up.
He screwed up everything.
Whoa! That was different Avatar here. He's talking about.
I know. There were parts that he screwed up in his movie Avatar, but
M. Night Shyamalan's the one that did the last Airbender.
Oh my God! Is it me?
No, I'm going to interrupt you and be a jerk and just take this over for a moment because this is what I do. I get angry and I yell at things. I yell at this movie. People are like, "Oh, M. Night Shyamalan. He's a great director. He always puts in a twist." You know what the twist was for the last Airbender? How bad it sucked.
Oh, good God.
What a twist! This is terrible! It's like Dragon Ball Evolution.
Did you ever notice that he has to be in every single movie that he makes?
Trying to be Stephen King.
Yeah. No, like Dragon Ball Evolution. It's
I never even bothered.
It's the live-action adaptation of the Dragon Ball series, which is gone for,
Wait, I thought
2
you
or 3
all
decades?
did that.
No.
Oh.
No, it was, I think, done by Sony Pictures. So... we can leave that there. I'll have Toast go and look this up for me. That's his job. He is great at it. Actually, it's not his job. Works in a warehouse. Oh, hey. Oh, flip me off. At least he didn't say it. No.
Yeah, you kind of earned it, though.
Oh, yeah. But no. Where was I? Oh, yeah. No. Dragon Ball Evolution. Like I said, the Dragon Ball series has gone on for 20-plus years.
Oh, yeah.
There's a rich storyline. If you get past the always looking like everyone's constipated or having...
Funny enough, I go to Google, I type in Dragon Ball Evolution. The second entry of it is Dragon Ball Evolution 2 confirmed, conspiracy to blame.
But no, so yeah, all this they can go off of, and what do? They just take the names, just scratch everything out, and give you poem farts.
Dude, it's like
here comes an energy blast, and it's just like this gaseous like puff coming out of people's hands, and just goes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like anybody who's a fan of the Batman series, the Batman franchise in general.
Yeah.
Okay, they'll take a look at Chris Nolan's Batman.
Yeah.
You know, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. And they'll say, that's a good series of Batman movies. Mm-hmm. And then they'll look at its predecessor, Tim Burton's Batman.
Aye.
How much of Tim Burton's Batman really seemed canon to you?
Now, here's the fun thing. Our roommate, my friend, is a massive Batman fan.
Oh, yeah.
He used to love Tim Burton's Batman.
Uh-huh.
Used to love it. Then he watched the Christopher Nolan Batmans. And then he went back and watched that Tim Burton. And he got about 20 minutes in and went, no! Ruined forever!
Can't do it. Yeah.
Shook his fists at the sky, even.
Oh, yeah.
Fell to his knees shouting no.
Just like that can of beer that time.
I don't think you should refer to the Lord of the Sith as a can of beer.
I mean,
makes a lot more sense. Do you ever notice how he sounds like a beer opening?
Let's just say it this way. Depending on how old that beer is, it's probably about the same smell.
Yeah.
Leathery burnt bacon.
Bacon.
So
that's just Sith Lord.
The director for Dragon Ball Evolution was James Wong.
Bad Wong.
Better known as producer and writer for Final Destination, Final Destination 3, and The One.
Oh.
Well, that explains a lot.
But he directed Final Destination 3, and Dragon Ball Evolution. And two episodes of The X-Files.
I had a weird noise come up, and I don't know where it came from, but we're just going to keep moving on.
What the hell was that? That came out of this, right?
I thought so.
That's what I thought, too.
IMDb's message board.
Yeah.
The first thing under recent posts is, why blame Wong for Dragon Ball?
It's all Wong! It's all Wong!
That's mildly racist and funny.
That's my life? Actually, no, my life is a little bit more depressing, sad, and dark. Oh, this went downhill fast. Like a fat person. What? Put him on a pair of, like, rollerblades or... Oh my god, that would be amazing!
Rocket skates.
Apparently he also wrote the last draft of the script.
Who, what now?
Apparently he wrote the last draft of the script after someone else had written one deemed too expensive to shoot.
Too expensive to shoot? Yeah, because they probably tried to write it right.
Oh, man.
No, the problem I have with
CGI and not having...
The problem I have with a Dragon Ball Z, or with a Dragon Ball movie, is the fact that you wouldn't be able to make a 14-part movie like they did with the series.
Okay.
That series reinvented the cliffhanger.
Okay, Dragon Ball Z got a really bad rap for having those long powering up episodes. The problem was they were running concurrent with the manga, so they had to fill those gaps.
Oh, so it was all filler. Oh,
yes, there was a lot of filler involved in that. Because the episode where he's getting a spirit bomb for 5 episodes, that's like 2 pages in the manga, but they had to fill it. They're like, okay, and spirit bomb!
What are we going to do now?
Hey, Kakarot, just hold that. But my arms are getting tired. Don't worry. Piccolo, get over here. Power up.
Yeah, I gotta ask about that, by the way. Was it just, hey, pretend to be constipated? When they got the voice actors in? I mean...
I don't know what the actual direction was for that. I would have loved to sit in on some of those castings, though, for doing the recording. Just having people just sit around and just go, ah! No, it keeps making weird noises at me. Shut up, computer.
I can say the same thing about people I know.
I think your computer is yelling at you because you're getting too loud.
It's possible. But no, just that moment of just having that. No, sir, you need to redo that, but sound a little bit more angry. Too angry. Take it down a notch. Now that's just confused. I don't know what you want anymore.
That's just Krillin.
The problem there is, though, is that's what voice sessions are like for these big production companies.
Oh, yeah.
Is you'll do the same thing 5 times in a row, and then they'll just
slightly different voice.
Right, and then they'll finally decide they want you to redo it in post.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can record things for hours and hours and hours and hours. I don't even know how many times, like, the editors and all that kind of stuff actually go through and listen to all of that. Like, who actually sits down and gets the final call of that? They'll be like, okay, that sounds good enough to go with it. And that's actually...
I just want to bet they get halfway, or they get half... I'm sorry. I should have said, to hell with it and close enough. I know we're trying to be a little more PC.
Just means I have to go back and quack it.
Yeah.
I don't like beeps. I like quacks.
Just don't quack it in public, because I think it's a little creepy.
Oh,
but it won't echo.
Actually, it does.
Oh, yeah.
It just echoes so fast you don't notice.
Right. Mythbusters. I forgot about that.
I was going to make another joke about things happening so fast you don't even notice, but I'll leave that one out.
Or we'll just say sex life.
Smart play. Especially since that's not me. I get people who are impatient with me.
Just leave already!
Yeah, pretty much. You're still not done? Anyway,
I thought that was just the talking beforehand.
Whose sex life are we describing? Mine or yours?
No, mine is actually just juxtaposed with puns all the way through it. My entire sex life.
Just out of curiosity, how do you pun an orgasm? You sound like a sick goat.
Shazam! Well, that just got weird and super powered.
Especially since it means you either were or then became Billy Batson.
Yeah, you became a 10-year-old boy.
What can I say? I'm advanced. If I was 10 and getting some, I'd be advanced. Puberty? Don't need that. No, I can't get girls pregnant. Going raw dog. No, this is going downhill. We need to salvage this.
Back on topic.
We need to get it back somewhere where it's not dick jokes.
Shall we go back to astrology?
Yeah, let's go back to astrology. Okay. That's a dick joke too, but
especially Pisces. Actually, any of them really could be when you think about it.
Well, see, no, I'm going to get down to the science of astrology here. It's a very simple thing. It's a very, very simple schematic for success for people who are lazy. You make general statements, and people who are into astrology look into these statements, and they try to apply it to them in their lives.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing you get from it is...
And applying it retroactively makes more sense.
That too.
Right.
Though my favorite one is still from Weird Al. Today you'll get up to a bunch of things and then go back to sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, mine in that song is all your friends are laughing behind your back. Kill them. Take down all those naked pictures of Ernest Borgnine you've got hanging in your den.
So have you done that yet?
It's like,
I don't got it done, so I never had to worry about it.
Capricorn was the true lord of the dance, no matter what your friends say, right?
Yeah, something like that, I think. Is that what yours is? No.
I
was going to say, your birthday's in December. Yeah.
I'm a day after you.
I don't think so.
Okay, a couple days after you. We just made hand signals at each other.
Flashing gang signs for people who only understand numbers.
So we're flashing gang signs in binary.
Later on, we'll be doing semaphore.
Better than seppuku, I suppose.
Semaphores be with you.
I was just thinking semaphore. It's not good as sema-5. Followed by terrible.
You are.
Yes, that was a pun that hurt. Anyway, so
don't need this time.
A horoscope is an astrologer's fortune telling of a person's life based on the relative position of the stars and the planets. These forecasts are regularly read around the world. They recently polled people in Great Britain on it, and about 21% of adults read their horoscopes often or fairly often. 10 and 11% respectively.
I'm going to interrupt you here for a moment. Alright, so on that wonderful note of fact, validation, and verification, any other shuns we should add to here? No? Alright. Skipping over his thoughts here. We're going to farm this out, and Mr. E, would you like to bid adieu?
Until next time.
There you go. A good web guru toast?
What?
Parting words?
If you're using a comb, make sure you go the right direction.
That would be a good parting word. Alright, and this is your captain, not of a Boeing, just of a dead Paul. Thank you for joining the, what is this? Tales from the Time Traveler's Tavern? Apparently that's what we are. Thank you for joining. So that's it.